One of my favorite things, actually, probably more of a life motto that I live by, is the concept of I'm going to fuck around and find out. Mainly because I feel like if you tip into the overanalyzer energy in your mind, you get too far into your head, you're like, you can literally suck yourself out of the creative genius. So I really live by this whole frequency of like, I'm just going to fuck around and find out. Some of you guys will relate to the idea of like, let's build the airplane as we fly. I actually think that this is why some of the most wildly, you know, successful, lucrative, innovative entrepreneurs are as successful as they are because they don't let this hyper analyzing state take over the internal spark that hits them. So, if you are with me and you want to fuck around and find out, I want to lead you through something that I call the unfair advantage because your sweet little mind, your ego, is so good at looking at what everyone else is good at, what I look like, my qualifications, my success, my results. You can put me on a little pedestal and easily say, but she, and fill in the blank. But this is the thing, you have your own unfair advantage. You have things that you have walked through in your life that literally set you so fucking far apart from everyone else in the crowd, but you are not giving yourself credit where credit is due. And so we need to make a list for you of your unfair advantage. What are the things in your life that you're like, oh, wait, actually, I did do that. Oh my gosh, I did create that. Oh my gosh, I do have that result. Some of you guys are walking around and have fucking normalized things so much in your mind that you think everyone operates that way. This is a shadow side of the ego and how much the ego will constantly move the goalpost of what you think you need to do to create an incredible brand, to create money online, to find clients, to create an offer, to actually start to cast a bigger vision for yourself. You think you need to find something outside of yourself. And I will tell you this, I've worked with thousands of women building big businesses, and the kiss of death is thinking that you need to accomplish something else to then turn around and teach it for a few reasons. Number one, it's so not embodied that you actually feel like an imposter when you try to do something that you just learned. You're seeing this in like quite the downfall of a lot of these like online coaches who read a book or sat through a course and all of a sudden they wanted to turn around and teach it. Why are they bailing on it? Because it's not embodied, because they can't like trick people to paying for them, right? So there's a shadow side of thinking that you need to get a certification or get something outside of yourself to then turn around and teach. And while I'm all for expanding your skill set, I will always be a student of an expanded skill set. I don't believe that that's your most confident play. Your most confident play is something that you naturally do every single day, something that you naturally, it's part of like your belief coding. It's part of how you lead yourself every single day. It's part of how you see the world. It's part of how you see, like for me, the way that I see building a brand is like building this ecosystem. It's building this world. It's pouring value into your audience where when you guys watch my stuff, read my stuff, you feel like, fuck, this inspires me to be a better version of me. Do you know what happens when people feel good, when they read your content, when they are consuming your stuff? They lean into you. They want to be a part of whatever the fuck you're creating. And so it's looking at your life through the lens of what do you naturally do that is literally part of who you are. This is why creating content like this, for example, I have no notes. There's no AI. There's like a random bit of like random notes I have on here, the unfair advantage. That's what I want to talk about. Why can I jump on and do a 5, 10, 15, 20 minute live with you guys around this? Because I live it. I literally live my unfair advantage. What are the things that I have done in my life that I know for a fucking fact? You sitting on the other side of the screen, you'd be like, I would die to be able to go live and just riff, to be able to build a brand, to be able to sell online, to be able to make, 5, 6, 7 figures all from an online, platform. I would love to be able to do that. I would love to be able to lead myself like that. I would love to be able to have that identity that has the audacity and the confidence. Like, I would love to do that. There are things that you naturally do. This isn't about me. This is about, what do you naturally do that when people come into your life, they're like, wait, how do you do that? How is that easy for you? This is your unfair advantage. So yes, you may be beautiful or attractive, right? Like, it's not lost upon me, my own looks, but I take care of myself, right? So it's like the way that I take care of my body, the way that I groom myself, the way that I get ready for the day, all of these things have always been a part of who I am. Even when I had babies, even when I had a new baby, like, I still got ready for the day. I still led myself because it was a key part of my own confidence, right? So, point is, what are your unfair advantages? What are the things you've done in your life? What are the things that you have a skill set behind? Now, this is what I want to caveat this with. And again, this is like, if you and I were sitting and having coffee, this is the conversation I would have with you, is don't try to fucking pedestal yourself unless you have massive W's, right? Like, I've built 3 companies to multi-millions, all organic on social media. I think we live in one of the coolest fucking eras ever because you can literally monetize your own knowledge, information, wisdom, embodiment online. You can turn around and teach people from what you have walked yourself through. I think that's a really fucking cool opportunity, especially for moms who want to be present in their kids' lives, okay? That being said, I don't want you to take your unfair advantage and put fucking pressure on yourself of, okay, so this is what I've created and now I need to position myself as an expert. I actually think that's a kiss of death. Very rarely, especially for women, do you show up online, even if you have a fucking roster of W's, and can say confidently, oh my gosh, this is what I do. This is how I do it. This is how I help people. If you've never done it before, I can do it. I've been doing this for 12 years, 13 years almost, right? But don't try to position yourself as this expert. I want you to position yourself as the trusted guide. I actually talk about this inside of what I call my Aligned Business Accelerator. It's positioning yourself as like the person who, if you were going for like a hike up this mountain, up this trail, and you were sitting right at the trailhead, and there's somebody standing over by the side, and they like are tightening the straps on their pack, and you can tell like they're weathered, like they're very tanned from being outside. Their boots definitely have mud on them. Their backpack is weathered. The ropes are weathered. Like, you can just tell this is not their first fucking rodeo. Meanwhile, you're standing there with like your brand new Nike hikers and like your beautiful backpack, and the guide comes over to you and is like, hey, you're not planning on wearing those shoes up this trail, are you? And you'd be like, well, I just bought them. They're like $300 Nikes. Aren't they cute? And the guide's like, you're literally going to hit this part of the trail where it switchbacks, and you're going to be slipping and sliding everywhere. You're going to get so many blisters. You're going to be miserable. I would highly recommend go down to this store. It's like 2 blocks away. Grab these type of hiking boots. Like, it will make your whole experience so much better. Do you see how that's like, holy shit, that person just helped me, gave me wisdom that only they would know if they had hiked this trail a million times, and truly gave me value. Now, what happens for you as the kind of novice hiker at that point? What happens for you? Internally, you're like, wait, you know more information than I do. Wait, I actually trust you. Wait, is there anything else I should be grabbing? Wait, do you actually guide people up this trail? And so my analogy behind this is like, can you position yourself as somebody who's like, hey, I've done this before. I've created this result. This is the wisdom that I have. This is how I lead people. If it's something you desire to do, come on in. And this is where, when you start to create content in this vein, number one, it's really fucking easy because you're genuinely wanting to pour into clients. You're not on here like, okay, how do I market myself? You're on here expressing who you are, your wisdom, your knowledge, what you've actually walked through. That alone will set you apart from all this like slop that is out there. Okay. Number two, it makes it so you are just pulling from your lived wisdom, and that's your content. So you're looking at your life through this lens of, holy shit, that conversation that I just had with my sister, I could put that into content. The way I led myself through that really hard conversation, I could put that through content. Maybe you're like a fitness and nutrition coach. The way that I chose my meals while I was on vacation, that can be content. The way that I moved my body while I was on vacation, that can be content. So we're starting to flip the paradigm to shift your perspective behind how you're seeing, how you're building your personal brand. Like, I just think women highly overcomplicate this, highly overcomplicate how you can actually add value, feel unique in the online world, but also add value in your own unique way, because nobody has your fucking stories. Nobody has your wisdom. Nobody can borrow what you've walked through and put that on their page. It also makes it feel specific. So these are all things that create intimacy with your audience. When your audience knows, likes, and trusts you, they buy from you as easy as breathing. There's no convincing. I've had so many of my clients come into my world and they're like, I feel like it was such an invitation to come into your world. Like, there's no hard selling. I don't like that energy, so I don't sell like that. Now, again, you may be different. Maybe you like the hard sell. Maybe you like the objection navigation. I personally just don't. I trust the emotional intelligence of my audience, and I trust that you can lead yourself. And I trust that if my work is for you, you will know it from your own divine guidance, right? So, point of this live, figure out what your unique edge is. Like, what is the thing? My nose always gets itchy when I'm in a channel. Always. What is the thing that is your unfair advantage? And can we flex that? Now, again, I want to leave you with something that you can contemplate on. Your unfair advantage is sitting in plain sight, hiding in plain sight. It tends to be one of the biggest blind spots for my clients. Why? Because you naturally do it. Because it's the way you naturally lead yourself. It's the conversations you're naturally having with friends. It's the way you naturally, your natural sense of self-leadership, the natural way that you lead your health or your relationship or motherhood or building a brand, building a business. These are all natural tendencies. So to look at your unfair advantage, look at the major pillars of life: health, fitness, weight loss, feeling good in your body, feeling balanced in your body, finances, money, economics, opportunities, building a brand, building a business, things you've done to get ahead in your corporation. Like, all these things can have content behind it. Relationships, right? Like your marriage, your intimacy, your connection, how you keep it spicy. The way that you communicate, the way that you've both navigated different childhoods and traumas, and how you've come together more, right? The way that you see the world. Like, I have a very unique perspective in how I see the world we live in and the frequency that's responding to you. This is why I say, if I could shift your perspective, I can shift your whole entire life without any circumstances changing. It's the most fun thing to do for my clients. And so look at the way that you have led yourself. Look at the way that you see the world. Look at the things that you're interested in. Like, there is something there hiding in plain sight. And that, my sweet friend, is your unfair advantage. Fucking leverage it. Start to be your biggest cheerleader. So your ego will constantly compare you to everybody else on the internet, especially if you spend your time scrolling. Okay. So your ego will want to compare you. What I want you to do is take the inverse and look at yourself through the lens, through almost like God's eyes. Okay. oh my gosh, you are so unique. How you do this, how you navigate this, the unique insights that you have behind this, the experiences that you've had, the way you can tell this story, the way that you navigated this edge, your childhood, how that's come into this, how you've had to overcome that obstacle, who you had to become behind that, the information and education you had to gain, the skill sets that you had to gain. Like there is so much more behind you just ticking a box and accomplishing something. So I want you to really sit with yourself and fucking cheerlead yourself. Like be the hype squad that you need. Like this, I promise you, if this lands for you and it's something that you can finally see yourself of like, wait, I am really brilliant at that. Wait, maybe I can lead that. Now, what happens is we naturally have shifted you into solution energy. And when you're in solution energy, i.e., holy shit, this is my unfair advantage. I am really good at this. Actually, I have helped myself to lead myself through this. Oh my gosh, I have helped a few people with this, or I've led a huge fucking movement behind this. Either way, whatever your wins are, whatever your unfair advantage is, when we start to amplify that internal reality of, wait, I am really good at this. Wait, I do love this. I love this part of me. I love how I lead myself. I love the messy parts that led me to this. I love how I navigated that edge. I love how I communicated my wants, needs, desires, and preferences there. I love how I didn't shut down there. I love how I still went after it. I love how I fell flat on my face, but I still got up, dusted myself off, and continued to move forward. I love these aspects of me. Do you know what happens when you hold this frequency and you continue to move forward? Naturally, when you are in solution energy, solution frequency, you tend to be closer to God, which means the ideas, the sparks, the downloads that come through, the serendipities that happen, all of a sudden you're like, wait, more shit's working out for me. This feels good. Okay, I like this more. I'm going to lean into this more. This feels fun. This feels expansive. This is how women start to gain momentum in building an online brand, because you're actually talking about shit that you care about. You've stopped filtering yourself. You've stopped looking outside of yourself for templates and hooks and AI and all the bullshit. And you start trusting your own internal guidance. You start articulating what it is that you do. Like this is how you start to gain momentum. This is how you start to get these sparks that come through where you're like, wow, that would be a really fucking cool offer. My audience would love that. I'm going to start to test the waters with this. And you start to create new offers. And then slowly but surely you start to create $5,000 months, $10,000 months, $50,000 months, $100,000 months. Like this is how we gain momentum, but we have to have you in this frequency. You cannot be in this lower frequency of like, I don't know, I'm not very good at anything. I'm so confused. I don't know what the next step is. Like confusion will drown you. Overwhelmment will drown you. This like you can't get there from there. That's what that statement actually means. You cannot build a 6-figure business from this lower frequency of like, I'm just confused, Key. I don't know what I should do. I don't know what my next move should be. Fucking hype yourself up. Get into this solution frequency of what are you good at? Start there. And this is the coolest part behind this. When you start to get into this frequency of like, wait, I am really good at this. I'm great at leading women with their health. I'm great at leading communities. I'm great at leading, challenges or programs. I'm great at leading my brand. I'm great at putting out content around this. I'm great at inspiring people. I'm great at this. When you start to lean into this, the next steps illuminate. So if your mind is like, wait, I need to know where I'm going to be in the next 3 to 5 years. Girl, you're going to be on fucking Mars. Like you're going to be so far gone that if you just follow the next step that feels good in your body, I cannot express deeply enough to you. If you follow the next step that feels good, God will illuminate the following step. And then all of a sudden in 6 months, you will be unrecognizable. This is the game of growth and evolution. But you have to start with where you're at and what feels good for the next step. Stop trying to forecast into, but where am I going to be in 3 years? Where am I going to be in 5 years? What about my 10-year plan? Girl, you will take over the world in 10 years if you just continue down this path and trust. So that's my life for you today. You have unfair advantages. And I've seen the comments of can you please save this? I need to listen to this again. Yes, it will be saved onto my grid. I got you. I promise. There is more than enough space for you to win. But you have to believe that you are ready to win. You have to believe that you have unfair advantages. You have to stop telling any stories around lack, limitation, confusion. I don't know. I don't know how this works. Like every time you even proclaim that I'm confused, I'm stuck, I don't know. I don't know the next step. I just wish I had clarity. Like every time you proclaim that into the universe, you're going to get more of that back. And so I want you to start to shift into a whole new frequency. And it's a muscle. Like, listen, like you don't just wake up one day and you're like, okay, I'm going to be in solution frequency and I'm going to be so good and God's got me and these are my unfair advantages. This is a muscle. I need you to think of your mindset, navigating your ego, navigating this edge. I need you to think of that the same way you train your body. Like I wouldn't go into the gym and train for 1 or 2 days and be like, oh, I don't know. I don't see any muscle definition. This isn't fair. She said she just does these workouts and I've done 3 of them and I don't see the results. No, like my mindset is my most important muscle that I train every single day without question, without waver. My body and my mind. Because if I'm not connected into my body, if I'm not connected into my mind, like everything gets foggy. My ego gets loud. I feel disconnected from God. I feel disconnected from my purpose, my passion. And I feel like I'm scrambling. And so I get it, but I also know how to get you out of it. And it's not the path that your ego is trying to tell you it is. Like, we just need to work harder. No, you don't. You need to get in clarity. You need to get in the right frequency. 1 step in this frequency is equivalent of like a fucking 1,000 steps in uncertainty, in overwhelmment, in overgiving, in overanalyzing. Like you can spend your whole life trying to figure out all the mechanics and steps of how to build a perfect brand or how to make a perfect marriage or how to have a perfect body, but you will literally feel gluttonous on just information. We have to take that awareness of like, I don't fucking like this and pull it into actual self-leadership. This is the shift. This is what we do. So, okay. I love you. I'm cheering for you. I know you can do this. I know you can do this. I don't care what your stories are, what your background is, what has happened to you. You have the choice right now to tell a different fucking story. Start writing it out. Start telling the story and watch what happens. Just stay close. I have something incredible for you guys. It's like a baby being birthed right now. She's so close, but she's not ready yet. Okay. Carly said, you're a fucking awesome mirror right now because I know this and I'm drowning in overthinking. Overthinking is the paralysis of the ego. It is so exhausting. So pull yourself out of it. Pull yourself into, okay, what is my unfair advantage? What are the things that you know, you do, you lead yourself, you've created? There are results in your life that you can start to talk about, that you can start to pull on those threads and see like, okay, when I create content in this vein, what does my audience respond to? How can I add value into their lives? Like the online game has shifted and it's like a fucking breath of fresh air to me because it means that those of us who are truly coaching, who are walking from embodiment, from true results in our life, like you can't fake this. You can't fake this wisdom. You can't fake this knowledge. You can't fake this coaching. And so this is why I'm telling you, make sure that whatever you're writing out for your unfair advantage is truth in your body. Because if it is not, you will create another personal hell. Okay. All right. I love you guys. Hold tight for this new baby that's being birthed. I will let you guys know probably next week. She might be ready. So just keep your eyes on my page. If you have any questions, you need more support, always come into my DMs. I have some fun spaces to support you at a higher level. But other than that, I will see you later. Okay. See ya.